Hi, I am Bill Skripchek, president of Waverider Trading Technologies. The FX Morning Mayhem podcast is an essential listen for currency traders. Each episode covers a curated watch list of key currency pairs alongside insightful market observations. It highlights crucial daily news events that could influence the market, ensuring traders are well informed. Additionally, the podcast offers valuable trading strategy tips, catering to both new and experienced traders in the Forex market. This podcast is for educational purposes only. None of this info should be construed as investment advice. To see the trades called out live on our Slack channel, click the link in the description to join the trade faction. And now on with the show. So here's what's going on. This is at a minor wave bottom. So we're looking for long opportunities. We have not had a signal yet for the AI to find one, but plenty of pullbacks where you could have entered and made money on this particular pair. This particular one I'm actually in. Looks like I'm upside down right now, doing a giant waterfall trade on this. I think the key to these trades is you just got to be patient. I thought the news, which was a CPI number this morning at 7:30, that pretty much came in right where they expected it to, exactly where they expected it to. Thought that would jar this loose a little bit. It shook it around for a little bit, but it didn't really make much of a difference. Let's see, this is pound, Canadian dollar. Anything else going on with that today? Does not look like any other news today should affect this pair. So we'll just have to wait and see. This is probably just going to chop sideways. I'm sure there's going to be something later in the week that rocks this thing's boat, but for right now, no. So we'll see what happens there. This is actually now at a minor wave bottom. So you would be looking for longs on this. Every one of these was a long. My timing's a little bit off, so I'm expecting this to start creeping up to the upside, and hopefully I'll at least break even on this trade, maybe even make a little bit of money. New Zealand, Singapore dollar. This is at a minor wave top, so we're looking for short opportunities. I spoke about this yesterday, and I believe yesterday we were here. There was a nice short opportunity there. And here was another opportunity to go short, which was shorting that consolidation right there. Eventually, we're going to get a pick from the AI machine, and we'll just wait on that one as well. Here is the other position that I'm in. I'm actually doing all right in this one. I'm roughly at about break even. So I'm just waiting to ride it out. I'm going to take one of my profit targets right here. Anything above this line is a profit in this particular trade. So this one's sitting really good. I'm not worried about this one at all. Just might need to sit on it for another day or so. And then Singapore dollar chief. This is the infamous waveless trade. So we know the way the trend's going. We just don't know if it's at the top of a wave or at the bottom of a wave. So the only thing you can do is trade in the context that you have. And in this particular context, trend is up. So you have opportunities to trade the pullback. So you could have gone long there, could have gone long there, could have gone long there. So plenty of opportunities to trade as well. I think people get really tied up in their underwear as far as their systems are concerned. You could literally just trend trade pullbacks, and you don't need any signals to do that at all. You just need to be able to identify the trend visually. And if I put nothing on the screen, I could tell you, oh yeah, the trend on this is up. But people get too weirded out about what I need to have the stochastic in this range, and the Bollinger Band's got to do this, and the RSI's got to do that, and next thing
You got 29 things on there and nobody knows what the fuck you're talking about. So yeah, there's sorry, went on a little Lewis Black rant there. Here's what I want to talk about today. I did a little research because I was trying to decide what the hell to do with my product strategy here. I put a
Mhm.
survey out on LinkedIn and I also did a little research on with ChatGPT and I asked it, I said, so what are the most popular services in the Forex trading market that people use and are willing to pay for? So it came up with
Hmm.
7 things. All right. And I'm going to read those off to you in reverse order. So least important to most important. And I'll ask your reaction to each of these as I announce them. And hopefully that will make for an interesting podcast.
Okay.
Number 7 is risk management tools. How do you, so that they're saying the least important, but people would be willing to pay for it are risk management tools. How do you feel about that? Give you a little context. Tools and
Sure.
services that help traders manage their risk, such as stop loss calculators, positioning, sizing software, uh,
Hmm.
stuff like that.
So yeah, I mean, it would be really nice to have something like that to sit there and say, this is what I think. And the tool listens and says, yeah, it's what we think too, or we should really be a little higher. So I can
Yeah,
understand that to a certain point.
I would agree. I would agree with you. Risk management is a very fuzzy topic for a lot of people. And if there was something that was more black and white,
Mhm.
I think that would be helpful. All right, next one, market analysis and news subscriptions. Access in-depth market reports, news, and insights that impact the Forex market. What do you think about that one?
You mean like the podcast?
Yeah, you're right. I didn't ever thought about it. Yeah.
Seriously. Oh, do I know everything? No. But you've been sitting behind the chair for how long now?
30 years.
Um, seriously, if I look at it and say, you know what, this guy knows a little bit, let me see where he gets it. And, I can then make my risk management thing and say, hey, should I listen or not?
Cool.
And so far I've listened, we're doing good. So that's what I'm looking at for that.
Okay.
You
All
go
right.
to somebody when you want to do that. Otherwise, what's the first thing about all these market analysis for all these pairs that we have? I have no idea except to look at some news and other things like that.
Copy trading services enables traders to copy the trades of experienced individuals automatically. So the way these work is you subscribe to them and then you pick like a guy or a girl, right? And you say, whatever they do, I do. And it will automatically place the trades for you based on what they do. What do you think of that?
I think you put a lot of trust into one person.
Yeah.
There's certain things. I mean, I've seen all these things about automatic bots and everything else like that. How do you
There is
know?
there is the sliver, and it's a big sliver. It's not really a sliver, big piece of the pie of people who are just lazy and don't want to learn. Just show me
It's
what to
true
do,
too.
tell me when to do it, tell me what buttons to push.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm not saying that's a bad thing per se, but now you're having to put all your apples in one basket on that one too,
I think
because
I think it's very risky. It might be the right thing for some people, but I think it's really risky. Um, the way these things are marketed is they have a list of individuals to copy and they have sort of their track record. They have posted their trade results. So you can take that with a grain of salt too.
unless it's Nancy Pelosi,
Yeah, actually, that's a really good example because that one app, I forget the name of it, that copies whatever Pelosi trades and Elon Musk trades and a couple other people, the dude from the Big Short movie. I can't remember his name, but he's in there too. That's really
Mhm.
copy trading too. You're just copying what they're in. The edge there is you're hoping that they have some kind of insider information that you don't have that's giving them an edge. Number 4, educational courses and mentorship programs. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's essential, especially the mentorship, the education stuff.
I can get a basics, how to read a candle, how to do this. That's a lot of stuff that's out there. But someone who can look and say, hey, this is what I'm looking at, take that information and help you improve that mentor side of things is invaluable.
That goes back all the way to my early Tony Robbins days.
Mhm.
I went to a couple of his seminars. I read a lot of his books, and he's really big on that too. It's basically find someone who's doing what you want to do and see if you can talk them into showing you how to do it. That's
Mhm.
pretty much the whole strategy. How I
No.
learned, I just found people who were doing it, who were making money, and some of them were selling stuff, some of them weren't, and just talking to them and asking them if they help you out. And that works. I agree. So I like the distinction between courses and the actual mentorship because those are two very different things, right? Like you
Yeah,
said,
absolutely.
you can get the educational courses and information a lot of places for free, but finding
Mhm.
someone who's doing it profitably, that's not so easy. Number three, automated trading system, bots.
Hmm.
Any thoughts on that?
Scares the hell out of me. I always want to have some sort of human element in here. As long as there was some human element saying yes to this, I would be probably a lot better off than this.
So in AI world, we would call that a supervised system.
Yeah.
I invested quite a bit of time in this about a year ago, year and a half
Mhm.
ago. I was working with an Israeli company that had a system where you could take your trading style system, whatever you wanted to call it, and you could punch it into their sort of framework. And
Mhm.
they were integrated with a bunch of the different brokers. So you could automate your strategy using their software and then place the actual trades with the broker of your choice. Back then, I was trading with Forex.com.
Mhm.
And the interface was really good. In addition to the tool that allowed you to do that, they also had a simulator version of it. So you could punch in your strategy and then run it on a sim and execute the trades as if you were doing them for real to see the results. The interesting thing that I found out from that entire experience was what you were saying, the human, there's always this little part of you that's you could look at this two trades that look exactly the same, take one of them and make money and walk on the other one just because there's a feeling you have that there's something not quite right. And
Mhm.
you can't do that with a bot. The bot's just going to if X, Y, and Z line up, it's going to take the trade no matter what. There's no discretion. There's no human element of should I take the shot? So I'm not sold on this yet. So, just because of what we do with coding and teaching and all that, I know this is probably possible, but I just don't think it's there yet. Number two, trading platforms and software, platforms that offer advanced charting tools, indicators, and algorithmic trading capabilities. What do you think about that?
Give me a software that doesn't glitch, and I'll be a
Yes.
lot happier than all the fancy tools.
Yes. I've traded on so many different platforms. TradingView is fantastic. I love it. And here's what I love about it. It's web-based, so you don't have to get a piece of software and download it on your machine. It's very social oriented, so they really listen to what the people that are using want, and they incorporate those features into the software, and those things get incorporated fairly quickly. In the
Mhm.
past, I've had experiences, man, I go all the way back to what the hell is the name of that product? I can't remember, but it was a standalone piece of software, and it had some really broken things in it, and everybody knew what they were. And everybody complained about them, but they never fixed them. And then I moved to Schwab's product. I can't even remember the name of it. And then I moved to Thinkorswim because Schwab bought them or was in the
Mhm.
process of buying them. And this was really early. Like I knew the guys there.
and I could call them on the phone and say, could you add this or that, or this would be cool. And they would listen to me, but then they got bought. I'm pretty sure they all got really wealthy and they all disappeared except for one or two of them that stayed there for a little while after that. And then I traded that in the futures market for years and years and years. And then I finally switched to TradingView and Forex because my students were interested in trading and they had no money. In the Forex world, you could literally start trading with $50.
Yep.
And do it and grow. If you're good, you can grow that up to multiple versions of that. Yeah, I think platforms have come a long way and they continue to get better. So that's cool. All right, number one, drum roll. Forex signals, services that provide buy and sell signals based on market analysis, helping traders make informed decisions without conducting their own extensive research. That's the number one thing that people are willing to pay for. What do you think?
I think that that is the culmination of everything. Hey, I'm making a buy. Making a buy. I'm thinking it's going here and it's going to go here. I like that somebody else is sitting there saying, it doesn't mean I have to listen to it.
Right.
But if they're telling me how they're trading and they're saying, I'm buying, I'm going short here.
Right.
I'm going to hit this trigger and that's it. Okay. That gives me a definitive. And when you're getting these answers, it's like getting the answers to things. That is something that I would look at and pay for. It doesn't mean I have to, like I said, it doesn't mean I have to listen to it, but at least I know it's there.
Yeah. That's
and
the
then I
big
can
difference
sit down.
the big difference between a signal and a bot is a signal, you still can make a decision. There's still a human element to it. You can say,
Mhm.
okay, signal's firing. Do I take it or not?
It's a confidence factor.
Cool. Have a good one.
All right, you too.